All right, it's May 26, 2013, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Welcome to episode 378 of Mods on Air, bringing you the weekend gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am Foilman, and also on the show today we have with us Breezy. Hello, Breezy.
Hello.
He's contemplating the sun today. And we also have with yes, there's sun out there.
Damn you, ball of burning gas!
And also with us is Strider. Hello, Strider.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so let me remind everybody here that this show is being recorded live, so things will be amiss in real time. For those of you, we may throw topics into the chat window, we may not. But there may be some explicit language that does follow those missing links. And finally, that those of you who haven't heard the show before, expect explicit language to follow those links. Okay. I'm tired today. It's a long weekend. Hey, Morphus, how you doing? So we have a few things that we can talk about. And I think one of those few things really should be the new what was that? Somebody built a media center and called it the Xbox. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
There it is.
Here's an idea. Let's take all these used parts from these old Xbox, call it a new Xbox by putting it in a different box, and it'll be a box of boxes. Yeah.
Right.
But they've been slicey because they haven't put a ring of lights on it, so it can no longer red ring.
No,
Right.
it could just brick, which is adequately shaped. They got rid of the rounded corners and made it easier to brick.
Yeah. Somebody walked in and said, "Do you have one? Have one what? An Xbox One." Oh, so that's what they're going to call it. Xbox One.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a number 2 is what's going to happen.
That's not actually the Xbox One. That's just a Betamax player.
That's what happened to all those Betamax player boxes. They took them all out and recycled them into Xbox Ones. It took a while.
So allow me to poorly recall the things that I remember about the Xbox One as it was slowly announced, and everyone wasn't sure whether or not they should clap as it was happening. Did you notice that? The show was going on, I watched it in real time, and people weren't sure if they would clap or not, and the guy's like almost nodding, like, yeah, go ahead and clap, as he's trying to talk and leaving these big pauses for him.
Hold up that applause sign!
That's what it seemed like, yeah.
That's what they needed.
And basically it is a glorified media center, is all it is. It's going to allow you to watch your TV through this so that you can search on Bing at the same time, and I don't know. There's no DVR in it, which is the one thing that it's missing. If it had a DVR, I may consider getting it, because that ties it all together. No DVR? Why would I? Why would I use this to watch live
It's gonna
TV?
do everything, but nothing well. That's how I see this. It's going to have its finger in all the pies, but
That means two
but it's not going to do anything. It's just not going to do anything well. It's going to be game shitty and overheat.
Oh my goodness! It is I don't know what to say about it. They didn't say this thing is going to be a great gaming machine. As a matter of fact, every Xbox game you now own, useless.
You can't play.
Yeah, you can't play them.
No.
So it's not an all-in-one because you have to have your old Xbox to play the old games that you like.
Right. I wonder if they have a
so
plug
it's
in the
not
back.
an
Can you also have a plug in the back to play your old Xbox in your new Xbox so that you can play your old games through your new games while searching on Bing?
Xbox Inception.
It's funny because Microsoft is saying, you know what, backwards compatibility is backwards thinking. You're not supposed to think that way. Why make it backwards compatible? We're technologically advancing. Well, because if you make and take a page from PlayStation's, if you release a console that's top notch, next gen, so far ahead of everybody else, but you got no games to play on it, you're gonna tank.
Right.
And PlayStation 4 or 3, what was it? PlayStation 3? Yeah, it came out, no games. They had no library, and you weren't allowed to play the old games on it. So what was the purpose of buying one? Well, because you get a Blu-ray player. Okay, but it has to update from Skynet every time you turn it on.
Skynet.
Well, that's not far from the truth. I mean, they're trying to do this always on thing.
To be Skynet.
They're trying to do this always on thing, which is always going to be connected to the internet, which is never going to be turned off. You know, they're taking that whole hibernation mode.
Always on.
Yeah. They're taking that whole hibernation mode and making it a reality where the thing never shuts off in order to get the machine to boot up after it red logos, we'll call it, instead of red rings. Did you notice that, right? Breezy, I don't know if you saw that. Here, let me rewind this a little bit. In the beginning of the video, this Xbox logo lights up. So we're going to do So we'll do the red logo.
Well, that's much better. I prefer that much more than the ring.
I like how they slow motion over the controller. Look, we've got an A button and a B button and an X button and a Y button.
Ooh. Just like the last controller.
Exactly.
Hold them all down at once to reboot.
Oh, precision.
Cloud gaming, yes. So that you can, most of the games will be downloadable or something like that. It's going to have a big hard drive on it, but
well, it's going to have a 500 gig hard drive, but all your games have to be downloaded. Plus, all of your games are locked to your console. If you buy a game, it is locked to your console.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Is it locked to your console or is it locked to your account?
Yes, it's locked to your account.
It's locked to your account, not your console. But that means I cannot give you a game that I'm done with or give my brother a game that I'm done with if either one of us was stupid enough to buy one of these things.
Which is the reason you'd have a console. I mean, we used to on PC, Steam and all. But essentially, they've made it like Steam, where you cannot give away your old games.
You know what? You're right.
Gamer, that's not a big deal.
There's what is looking like is Microsoft is going to take 80% of the MSRP as a resale on the game. So if you resell a game, the most that somebody can mark it up, say a brick and mortar store like GameStop, which takes in your used games, is going to be 10%. So the cheapest that you're ever going to get a used game for versus a new game is 10% off. Because Microsoft has come out and said we're if you want to resell this game, it's 80% of the MSRP of the new game.
Wow.
So for a brick and mortar store to make any money on it, they got to put 10 points on it. So now your game is 90% of the value of a new one. So you're saving
$50
10%
for a used game.
Yeah. And you can't even give it to someone, because if you give it to someone, they've got to pay to take it off your account, which is going to be that 80% of the new.
Well, minus the 10%. You don't have to have the 10% on there. So you say you're saving money already.
You're saving yourself a whole 10%.
They are just, as far as I can see, they're just shooting themselves in the foot, left, right, and center.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you're not going to be able to torrent these games because they're all going to be connected all the time.
Yeah, what is that now? What is that about the... I mean, the machine is supposed to always be on. You're supposed to be able to talk to it at any point. They're trying to do that whole talk to the game to make it do something to the machine. But that means everything is always on. And then that leads to this whole... the Kinect, which is... always
you know what?
I
mentioned something about this.
Yeah.
I mentioned something about this a while ago, and now...
Yes. And now it's actually happening.
Yeah, now they're... Which is...
right.
Yeah, they're gonna monitor the number of people that are viewing or enjoying the content, and if it's more than you're allowed to, they're not going to allow it. They'll just stop the content. Sorry, one of you is going to have to leave the room.
I wonder if they register Francis as more than one person.
I think he's got multiple personalities.
Can't do that, Dave.
Yes. Oh man. Which means that whatever you're doing, the Kinect is probably trying to watch you. So can you
all the time? It's always on.
Can you use the Xbox One without the Kinect?
Can you have sex in your living room if you have an Xbox One and a Kinect?
Well,
or are they going to know it?
These are questions we need answers for.
Yeah. What happens if someone's sitting on your lap on the sofa, and watching television, the pair of you are watching television. What if you're Siamese twins? Is the Kinect going to discriminate against you?
Well, that goes right on. Did HP make the camera? Is it going to discriminate against people of with different colored skin?
That was funny. Well, no, because the next gen, I was looking at that. The next generation of the Kinect actually can pick up body movements, heart rate, and all of that.
Well,
even in darkness.
Right. Oh, I didn't notice that. I did notice that it's a much more refined skeletal mesh, meaning that it'll grab hands now. I don't know about fingers so much. And it's supposed to be 1080i or 1080p or something like that. The camera. So it's supposed to be really high end. IP. IP freely.
This show is stupid.
I am kind of interested to know what kind of new language technologies they're incorporating into the Kinect, because I don't know if you realize that, but the ability to talk to the Xbox, even now with the current Kinect system, there is some sort of speech
impediment.
Something going on with it, where you can use it on your PC to grab people talking and use it.
Isn't that the Windows 8 gig with the tablets, where Microsoft has come up with a quote-unquote better version of Siri that works on their tablets much better than...
You can talk to their tablet? I didn't think you could talk to it. I thought it was just supposed to be... I thought the whole commercial was you don't have to talk to it.
Oh.
Right? I don't know. I missed it.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting.
But although the console's always online, not all games have to be online today. That's developer's choice.
Yeah, well, that was what they said, but that's not going to happen. That was Microsoft's
going to make them online to stop the
that was
pirating,
that was Microsoft's way of covering the PR fiasco of them stating it rather than the game stating it. And in order to, there's nothing saying that you have to be online to play the game. However,
most companies will use it to store your save files.
Or they'll just say, you know what? Yeah, you can buy this game and you don't have to be online to play it. But if you're not, then none of your save files work, or they'll just make it so that you have no choice but to be online. It was a PR nightmare created by someone at Microsoft stating the fact that you are going to have to be online to play this console. How else is cloud gaming going to work? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want this machine.
No,
I don't think anyone wants this machine.
I've heard that Amazon had a pre-order or something like that going on, and they had well over 10 or 20,000. Maybe it was really, really way up there. People bashing it, and so they actually had to take it off the store.
Hamill won it because he is a slave to the Red X.
No, that's not why. I think he's got
that you've got this picture up there with the red ring now is occurring on something else entirely.
Yep.
Yeah, you want a peripheral for the red ring. We're not gonna red ring on the console anymore. That causes too many problems. We're gonna put the red ring somewhere else. You have to buy that as an option.
Well, at least they didn't give us an upgraded HD DVD. They're putting some sort of Blu-ray in there.
Yeah, but how's that work? Because I thought PlayStation owned the rights to Blu-ray.
That's what I thought too. You know what? It might be an older version of Blu-ray.
No, it's probably the same as everything else with the statute on it. You've owned the direct rights to it for 5 years, and it's past that time. Because there's a lot of Blu-ray manufacturers out there that are not coming from Sony.
And they could have licensed it too. Why not?
Yeah.
They need to do something. They need to keep up, and it's Blu-ray now.
Does that mean the games are going to be even more expensive?
Probably. $90 games with
that's what.
$50 downloads or DLC packs.
I don't know who to blame on that, though. I mean, the developer's just as much to blame.
To a certain extent. This whole thing was released, and during the unveil, they also unveiled the new Call of Duty.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think I turned my head to look at it because it was going on behind me in the office. Somebody else was watching it, and I was like, I was done after this Xbox reveal. I was like, I don't want it. I don't care anymore. So at that point, they were playing they were playing actual. They weren't playing any actual game, were they?
No, they're just playing pre-rendered cutscenes.
Does that mean they're only going to release Call of Duty on the new Xbox One and not on the original Xbox 360? So all the Call of Duty fanboys are going to have to go and buy an Xbox One.
I actually hope they do. I hope they do.
Well, you're going to have to do something.
Sorry, Morpheus just said it's on both. So in that case, it's not going to utilize the Xbox One, the full power of it, if it's got to be on Xbox 360 as well.
Which? Oh, you're talking about this game, right? Yeah. Because I was thinking about some sort of NFL game that's supposed to be coming up soon, that EA will be pushing out to Xbox only, right? Or exclusively. I'm not going to say only. And they're going to release it for the Xbox 360, which means you're going to have to buy it twice if you want to be able to play it on your new Xbox when you get that.
But if they're releasing it on both Xbox consoles, then there can't be anything special about the game. No. Otherwise, it wouldn't run on Xbox 360.
Right. There isn't. They came out when they first started this PR drive with that it's going to be a brand new engine and all this, and we jokingly said, no, it's not. It's going to be the same shit. And guess what?
Right.
It's the same engine.
Yeah.
What they've done is they've taken the graphic capability of the new console, which is somewhat equivalent to what a gaming PC is, although there's more high-end gaming PCs out there now that even top that. But they've taken that graphics capability and said, ooh, look what all you get, blah, 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 blah. And then they downgraded that back to, well, I don't even think they downgraded. I think that's what they based it on. They developed on the 360 and then added all these new features. If you watch that tech comparison, they added all these new features for if you're graphically capable of rendering it. Because the Xbox 360 still runs DX9. It still is not capable of running the tessellation and the dynamic shadows and stuff like that make a game. You play a game on the PC and then you play it on the Xbox 360. That exact same game, you can see the difference. So, what? It's funny that they're like, oh, it's a brand new engine. Oh, actually, it's the same engine that we did some new stuff with. Like what? Well, we can't really tell you that. We can show you some pictures that are pre-rendered. And
that's what they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you notice the bits here where they're showing, oh, you got this price that's fixed, and this guy that's on the new engine, it's this other guy with no background. So you're rendering this outside of the engine.
Right.
This next generation head is modeled with multiple features represented.
Yeah.
Sub-D,
and they've got a Pip-Boy.
Textures, subsurface skin shading, multiple lights, and self-casting shadows.
I don't know why they're showing us this.
You can see the dog model.
None of that is done in the game engine.
Right.
Our new dog model is taken from high-resolution scans of an actual SEAL Team service dog. Every detail is replicated, right down to the scars on the nose and the tattoo inside the ear.
Because console players care about that.
We have also motion captured the dog in the same way we captured the movement of our human actors. When playing first-person action games, your character's arms are one of the most looked at visual elements.
Yeah.
Your character's arms are the most looked at.
Really, all they're saying is that we now render things in higher quality.
No,
but you know
yeah, but not.
The second you play that on the Xbox 360, you can't do that. The rendering is going to go back down to the blocky that it was.
You say rendered, and I'm going to say it's just texture rendered, so that later on they can just throw it on the low poly model.
Yeah.
employs many new tech features, including volume
Yeah.
lighting.
So who was this? This was somebody from Infinity Ward that said something about the engine.
Specular mapping of
That
particles,
it was a
fundamental test
Wagner
relations,
that
and drastic
actually
changes
said the
in
original
performance
engine years ago was built on the Quake engine. We've done so many engine overhauls, so many new engines, which is just changing some code, that they're not sure if the old one still exists. Which means that all they do is keep changing, making changes along the way, which sounds like what a developer would normally do. It's not a brand new engine. It is not a new engine built for these machines or built for the audience. It's the old engine with
It's the COD2
With
engine.
tweaks.
with some
That's what-
comments in the code.
When the original Call of Duty engine ran on, it was heavily modified Quake, and no one disputes that. They came out with the COD2 engine, which is still just heavily modified Quake, but they took it and rebuilt it from the ground up, just rewriting a bunch of Quake stuff. And saying, "Oh, we built this engine." Well, no, you didn't. You just rewrote the same engine. And yeah, I don't know. It's still the same crap.
Yes, it is.
Have fun. I mean, yeah. Ooh, you've got some visually stunning pre-rendered scenes. None of which is going to matter a shit when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Oh, good, another cutscene, just what I wanted. Oh, another cutscene, just what I wanted.
I think everything they showed us at that unveil was pre-rendered, though, wasn't it? Even the sports games where they were talking you through. Look at all this beautiful stuff. Well, that's not how the game's going to look. And I said that to the guys in work when they were talking about it the other day.
But what they did do is they showed us the rectangle box that we'll all be buying, as opposed to Sony, who didn't show us that when they made any announcement.
Hell, at least I'm so
Sony
interested
was
to see
awesome.
the Sony. Now Xbox has given up their hand. I can't be asked now.
Do I have? I don't think I have that poor video of Sony's
That was
blurs
so
and cuts
funny.
and nothing. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, I was at work and Breezy asked me if I was watching. I'm like, no, I'm not watching it. Not watching this crap.
Yeah, I saw parts of it and just got so disappointed.
I wasn't expecting anything more than this. I don't know what Microsoft is thinking. It's like the Steve Jobs infiltrators within Microsoft they're all sitting back, and like I said, Steve Jobs is down there at the bottom of the ocean in his glass casket. He's like, excellent, because Microsoft is tanking itself with Windows 8 and whatever the fuck they're thinking with this Xbox One and the Kinect and the new patents with the Kinect. It's like what they're trying to be that one box. Every house is going to have that one box, and they'll all be connected, and then it will suck our brains out and send all of it back to Bill Gates's stepchildren from Siberia so that they can get smart about everything in the world, and then that's where Satan will rise up and he'll be able to step forward and say, I will save you all. And I don't understand what's going on.
Well, there we are. There's Strider's thoughts on that.
At the end of the show, I'm going to play Francis, his thoughts. All right, so stick around for that.
That's
the
a
thing
bunch
is
of
with
bullshit, because Francis
that
doesn't have
Francis-
thoughts.
Yeah, but he does. If you look at it, he actually does the Francis, and then he does his actual thoughts afterwards. And a lot of the points he makes in it, they make sense.
Yes, they do. I thought they were right on. They were good. All right. Well, EA's DICE, or I don't even know who to call these. Battlefield 4's game engine is pretty much doing the same thing. I couldn't stop the video, apparently.
It's funny. One thing I wanted to say is it's funny. They're still just using Radiant to map.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's still just Radiant.
I should have probably checked that out. Wasn't this behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Maya,
they're still using Radiant, but it's too complicated for us PC users to figure out.
Go back. I think that was modeling software. Modeling. Everything's about. Here's how we built the cutscenes. I'm trying to find it.
That's really what.
That's all this is. I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, leaning. You can lean now.
No, the game's not balanced for that. You'll fall over.
Was that now? What was that? What was that a screenshot of? That that one on the left looks like Radiant.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's balanced for lean now, but not prone. Not allowed to go prone. That would be funny, Morphus, if you could like catch someone camping and right before you knife them, you just. I fart in your general direction. Ah, yes. That's right. I don't know why you watch this show. We're so juvenile. Yeah, you can call it laying smoke.
All right, there was some news, but now I'm trying to find out where that news was, where I put it. That whole Battlefield Frostbite engine.
Oh.
My redneck neighbors. There we go. At least he's not driving his lawnmower on the road anymore.
Driving his tractor.
No, it's an actual lawnmower. The Battlefield 4 Frostbite engine is going. They say that they're going to take the Battlefield 4 engine and make it mobile.
Yeah, because that's awesome. That just says so much about this engine.
That's why I'm bringing this up. If it can go mobile, wait, it can't run on Nintendo Wii U.
Nothing can run on Nintendo Wii.
No.
I don't know.
I battle. You battle. We battle. Haha. I know where you're going with this. Yeah, see, stole your joke. Sorry.
And then EA also wants to do the whole thing with you remember that they had I guess they didn't really have it for PC, did they? They had the passes, the online passes for the console players, where you had to type in the long string in order to get online. Did they have that for PC? I don't remember that.
On Battlefield? No.
Yeah. No. So who cares? You know, you'll now have to speak it to your Xbox One. No, that was N as in Nancy, not M.
Yeah, you'll have to do it with the military phonetics. Alpha, Romeo, Foxtrot,
if you install
Niner,
Xbox
4.
One games, does that mean you'll get product codes?
What?
If you're installing games onto the Xbox One, does that mean they're coming with product codes?
No,
They must
those
be.
don't work.
It must be.
I don't know. Well, why does it need a product code if it only works once? And once you install it, it's tied to your account.
Yeah, if the product code is hard-coded to the disk, it doesn't matter how many copies of that disk you make.
Right.
There's only each... That brings an interesting question, though, because how do you go and stamp multiple disks? Every disk will have to be different because the coding in it is going to have a different product code.
Well, it's probably pretty easy to do that. Some sort of hash ID or something with the disk itself. I don't know.
I'm not a disk burner, so.
Or generates one on the fly that somehow becomes unique based on your MAC address. No.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop anybody from reusing the disk unless
No, it doesn't.
unless you install it once,
And
then the disk drive has that wobble effect on purpose so that it
it
crashes.
shreds it. It shreds the disk.
You insert the disk and it comes out shredded.
That's like the last Xbox. The last one where you put that on its side and throw the disk in and move
That was
it.
just a prototype.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I hope this new bigger box helps with the cooling issues.
It won't.
Bigger
Now
box.
with 90% more cooling.
Microsoft bigger box.
You know, I'm going to bring that up too. Now I can't get off this topic. If I zoom in here, this is event, isn't it? The right side of the top of the box is event. Looks like event.
Is it event or is it just nice?
It's just grippies.
It could be event. Yeah, it just
See,
looks
look
like
at that.
I don't know if that's event. You can't tell on that angle.
I think that's just rubber.
Wow.
Judging Xbox, yeah, it's probably just some You'd rub it.
Zooming in like that, it looks venti.
That's what I'm saying. It looks venti, and it's just perfect for letting the dust fall straight in.
Yep.
Your Cheetos dust or whatever it is.
Jesus. Your Mountain Dew smog.
Oh, okay.
That's where the flames shoot out.
I would buy one if that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like a hot
Alright.
rod, when it actually heats up and spins the disc, that's when the flames shoot out.
So EA also did. EA's also done something else where they've got some sort of. Originally, don't they have the exclusive rights to like the NFL, and now they have the exclusive rights to Star Wars? Is that right? Any
Yes.
Star Wars games?
Yes. Yes.
Which can
Yes.
only end well, surely.
And they even opened up their own studio under the DICE name, but they're not actually DICE. It's just, okay, let's open up a studio. We'll throw DICE's name on it, and we can put anyone we want in there to work on these games.
But see, what happened was EA signed the contract for that last Star Wars fiasco. And you know what? The Old Republic was a fantastic game. Unfortunately, they went about it wrong. The fact that there was everything was voice acted, everything was animated, it really allowed you to play that MMO with a quality that didn't exist in any other MMOs.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that they didn't think that, hey, we're gonna sit. They didn't think. But what happened was they said to themselves, hey, we're going to charge a monthly fee for this, and we're going to justify that monthly fee by releasing new content. They have still not released any free with your paid subscription content for PvE.
Oh, still. Okay.
Still. They've released a paid for expansion, but still nothing has been added to that game other than there was I don't even remember what they're called now, the group instances that you have to go into with your party of 5.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, but they didn't release anything, and they released some PvP content. It's just what justifies me paying that fee when there's games out there that they don't have this voice acting, or they've got the voice acting but they don't have the voice animation. Like the characters aren't talking. It's just, here's what's happening and here's your storyline. Case in point would be Guild Wars or WoW. They've got the voice acting, but not every sequence is animated. And it's free. They're not charging. Well, WoW charges you a monthly fee, but so Guild Wars 2 doesn't charge a monthly fee. There's lots of free to play, free to own MMOs out there that do the same thing.
Isn't Rift another one of them? Yeah, Rift I think just became free that you can go out there and play.
Yeah.
But so what is they focused on that, and if they change, I think if EA changes a little bit, they might have something, because there's enough people out there that are just Star Wars junkies, myself included. But I felt really jaded against that game after paying for it, and it just it wasn't worth you. A game has to give you value back for what you're putting into it, because number one, you're putting your time into it. So if it's not giving you back value for your time, then you're going to stop playing it. If it's not giving you back value on your dollar and it's still asking for your time, now you're really not going to play it. And that's what EA did with the Star Wars game, The Old Republic. I don't know what they're going to do, but based on EA got those rights while The Old Republic was just getting released. So they had those rights.
This was a while ago. Okay.
It was a while ago that this happened, so I don't know why that's coming up in the news. It could be just because, hey, now we've got a studio we're going to open to do some more Star Wars stuff, and they're going to have to work with Disney. So look forward to seeing Mickey Mouse in your next Star Wars game. And really, that's probably what'll happen.
With that new Star Wars game that's coming out, was it
13
2021 something?
Yeah, the one that. whatever. The one that's canceled, or
Is it cancelled? I thought it was done.
well, there was one that was supposedly 99% done, and it got canceled, and blah blah blah.
I thought that was Battlefront.
I don't
whatever.
know. Yeah, it's some.
That
Star
is another
Wars
one.
thing.
You're right. That's another one.
Yeah, but so yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired of these game producers, these big studios, these big publishing companies riding a franchise harder than a 16-year-old Thai prostitute. It's just put them away and come up with something new, but they just keep destroying the gaming industry by not coming up with anything inventive, not, and nothing captivating, and nothing really worth paying for. And then they're like, oh well, we have to charge more because we're losing sales because of piracy. No, you're not. You're losing sales because your fucking titles suck. End of story.
Just like
What? Well, it is.
No, I completely agree.
Now I'm thinking to myself.
On that note.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself. So okay, what are we playing now?
Exactly.
None of us are playing.
Yeah, there's nothing really worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing Guild Wars 2 because there's nothing else out there. But am I bored with it? Kinda.
A little bit. I tell you what I'm playing. I'll hold it up because I've actually got it here. That's what I'm playing.
Need for Speed.
Wow.
How
Going old
old is
school.
this game? It's still a great game. Because it's not fucking full of crap.
I think I bought that for the PS Vita.
It's worth some of your time.
Yeah.
And you were playing World at War the other day, and I'm like, wow,
World of War.
I should reinstall that game, and just because.
Oh man.
Exactly, Morphus. I don't actually have to pay for the cars.
Yeah, that was
Actually put in my
prior to
credit card
DLC
details.
existing.
Yeah. And once I've finished with that one, I'll probably play the second one, which I've got here somewhere. Sticking with the old games.
Yeah, but don't you want to drive drive those new cars on the Xbox One?
No.
No. Well, maybe if you bought that $116,000 F1
The car bed.
console,
yeah, that's what I need.
play. The carpet, yes. Okay. I kind of actually want to jump, but I won't.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Jump.
Metro.
Jump.
Because Metro's another one. Metro's one that I think Welshie was, I'm sure, looking forward to. And somewhere along the past couple weeks, somebody sent us some keys, and it turns out that he's already got the game, unfortunately. He's like, oh, it always happens. I buy the game, and then you send me some keys. I think what he was saying about the game was that it was truly disappointing. And he's not the only one that's saying that. There are some really, really bad reviews going on about this Metro Last Light game. And we're talking about... Actually, they're not horrible, are they? I saw a lot of people complaining. And now I'm looking at these reviews, and some of them are higher than I expected. I expected all under 7 out of 10.
The thing with reviews, people are more apt to write a shit review than they are to sit down and take the time to write a review for something they enjoy. And the reason is because it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive.
I know. Listen to us.
Exactly. Exactly. We're positive that it sucks. But anyways, so yeah, it's not surprising that the first wave of reviews is always negative. Actually, what always happens is the first wave of reviews are the paid reviews. So they're the ones that are always positive because you're paid to say it's great, or you don't want to step on any toes. So this game, I know it's shit on a disc, but hey, they sent it to me and they send me lots of free stuff and all this swag. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's good. I'm gonna say it's borderline almost great with great potential and all that. And then the people that play it are all like, you know what, this game is shit. So that's the second round of reviews that come out.
Yep.
And then the third round of reviews is all the people that are all up in arms because someone has rated or reviewed their game that they like as shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
So you get the defensive rebuttals.
I enjoyed the last Tomb Raider. Played it all the way through.
Yes.
You
Breezy
didn't?
did not.
Okay.
Breezy grew boobies, and it turned him a little too feminine.
The thing that bugged me with Tomb Raider is, one, the cutscenes, and two, the stupid, like a cutscene, but then it's also not a cutscene. You've got to press a button.
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention. I just kept dying, and it gives you like a split second to press that button. Otherwise, you've got to watch the cutscene from the start, and then I can't be arsed, so I gave up after about an hour at most.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what?
I just got a gun. That's how far I got.
You just got the gun. Oh, you
I
quit
just got the gun.
It's
When was that? I'm trying to think of what that was.
It plays like you're playing a movie. It's like playing Dragon's Lair back in 1987 or 8, whatever it was there.
Yeah.
Dragon's Lair.
Those parts of it were.
And it's very. I found it very cinematic. I mean, I bought it because it was on sale for super cheap, but
yeah,
it was meant to be cinematic, and I thought and knowing that it was supposed to be cinematic, I was able to accept it and enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong; it looked great and all that, but it's just too much for me. Too much cutscene. I felt like I wasn't doing anything. And then when I was, it was just telling me what to do. So I was just like, oh,
yeah.
What's the point?
Well, now I had a bunch of people tell me that this Metro game was bad, and I went into it expecting to read that in this article, and now I'm reading the article. I'm like, oh wait, these reviews aren't all that bad. You know, you head over to Metacritic, and you see a Metascore of 82 for the critics, and the user score of 9 out of 10, which is pretty good.
I've got a problem with Metro Last Light.
You played some of it?
It's just another game that has been released incomplete just for the sake of saying we've got DLC and we can charge more for it after we've sold the game to people. And the Ranger tweak is proof in that the game is done. It's all there, but it's content locked until you pay for DLC to get a code to unlock it that's already existing in the game.
Oof.
It'd be like saying, you know what, here's Grand Theft Auto. Pay us $10 and you get this hot coffee mod. Which they should have done in the first place. They would have got some money. Exactly, you get half the game on release. And what I'm talking about is
The Xbox One.
that. You do what?
What?
What? What?
Yeah, so what is that? What was that? The Ranger difficulty where you could do a whole bunch of special key presses and get something that was opening up some DLC that shouldn't be there, or isn't supposed to be available yet? Or
you add a key to your registry and it unlocks the DLC that exists. Or you can pay $10. Well, what kind of crap is that? If it's there, why am I not allowed to play it? And this was a discussion that Ham and I had.
That's a good question. If you've already bought it and you have it in your possession, why can't you utilize it?
Yeah. Same as Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 had day one patch to fix all the things that they caught after it went gold, which unfortunately games nowadays all have day one patches. Plus it had day one DLC, which to me is bullshit, because at the time of printing they had actually already done 2 of their 4 DLCs. So why were those not included on the disc as part of the game? And then if you're going to make DLC, you should be making DLC after the game is released. If you're going to have a model that says we're going to give you a half-done game and then charge you to play more, I mean, that's my problem with the Call of Duty titles now, and the Call of Duty series. They're charging you for stuff that already exists, and they're not giving you anything new. Like, what are you're paying $5 or $10 for 5 maps for Call of Duty?
$15.
Why? How much?
15, I thought.
Well, I don't know, but I haven't bought them, so you pay $15. So you're paying $3 a map. Give me the tools, and I'll make my own fucking map. No, they're not going to do that because that would screw up. Well, exactly. That's where they want to go, but they're killing their own industry. So all of a sudden, they're going to have to beg forgiveness and try and make a whole bunch of people that they've turned into meat sacks that are stupid and can't think and have no creativity left, and try and re-educate them. And what's going to happen is when modding first started 10, 15 years ago, started becoming something that was widely done, it's going to have to go through that growing again. And then the industry is going to yard it all back and say, oh, wait. Now we've got all these smart people again. We want to have all them working for us, and all the rest of you people are just too stupid to do anything with these games, and you won't understand it. You want to just be able to press X to win and get shiny stuff popping on the screen all the time. And yeah. And it's going to happen. Watch it. It's going to happen. All of a sudden, you're going to start seeing games that are, and what'll start it is when Call of Duty finally says, you know what, we're not going to release any more titles because, yeah, it's just shit, and we know it's just shit. Somebody else will release something and say, hey, and we'll give you some mod tools for this, so you guys can make some maps.
Yeah.
And it'll
Didn't
start.
Medal of Honor called it a day, didn't they? So we were in the hat for a bit.
Yeah, which they should have done a long time ago.
I quite like the Medal of Honor.
Unfortunately, yeah, you know what? To me, Medal of Honor is what started it. Started the whole FPS habit or addiction. To me,
Okay.
that's what started it. But unfortunately, that franchise has had way too many reboots. Way too many reboots, because it went from being something good and fun to something that they overcomplicated, to something that was just shit, to something that was even bigger shit, which you didn't think was possible after Airborne. It was. How do you get worse than Airborne? Oh, this is how. Oh, okay. Wow. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that they said, you know what, we kind of realize that this is done, and they're gonna just say it's done.
Oh my. All right. Yeah, so that's done. Let's move it on. Google is doing their thing where they, they had a celebration for the 37th anniversary of Breakout, or I guess it wasn't Super Breakout. It was Breakout. No, it's not a song from the 70s. It was a game.
Oh.
You're thinking of Freakout. Yeah, it's that. You go to a website, and it turns it into a Super Breakout game, or Breakout. There it is. I got rid of
the... And then you get the ball up behind.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ball up behind the bricks. That's the best.
I think I did that in this game. There it is. Awesome. Yeah. So they did this, and also came out this a week or two ago is news about how Google Play is now going to, which I think is a big mistake, allow developers of games that are on Google Play. Remember, this is for like the Android operating system, which means it's going to be for the Ouya probably, and all those kind of little consoles that you can plug into your TV kind of games. They're going to allow developers to respond to user reviews.
So what's that going to be? It's going to be some user is going to post, "Dear developer, you suck." And what's their response? "Dear player, no, you suck." It's going to be like YouTube comments.
Yes.
That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's going to get out of hand real fast, I think. Big mistake. I don't know what they're
It's
thinking.
something to read though when you're bored.
No. Are you serious? You would actually sit there and
No.
read YouTube?
Oh, some of them are funny as hell.
I'm worried about you.
You know,
He gets really
it's
bored.
great. It's amazing how many Hitlers there are in the world.
Baby Hitler.
Mm. All right, and also there was some more hands-on stuff going on with the NVIDIA stuff. Project Shield is what it's called. This console with the screen built into it, which is basically a glorified Android phone.
Game Boy.
It's an Android operating system. And so people got to play it. There it is in somebody's hand, so you can see what it looks like and feels like.
I don't understand this whole handheld thing. No handheld has ever done well since the Game Boy.
Yeah, you know which ones do well? These, the ones that you would use every day to text your friends. Because it's already in your hands. But I don't... You're right.
Even then, I don't sit there and play games on it.
No. What about the 3DS? How is that doing? I mean, that's another one. My PS Vita, really cool piece of hardware, but I'm not carrying it around and playing it.
No, exactly.
What they're going to end up coming out with is they're going to take and they're going to come up with a console type of or not a console, sorry, a handheld type of thing that's somewhat larger, and it'll play, you know, it'll play games and still allow you to text and phone and things like that.
Text and phone, okay.
Yeah,
no,
so
no, text and phone. You're going to talk to it.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit bigger. It'll be, you know, this size, and it'll be like, "Hello, yeah, you would not believe where I'm calling you from. Wait, hang on." And it's just that's what's going to be, and
And you're going to be able to use hand gestures to use it.
yep,
Pinching and snapping and
pinching it off. All this from the comfort of your own bathroom.
Yeah, see, that's what we need. We need to set up some sort of a console that has, in order to turn it off, you have to pinch it. Okay. So yeah, and as you can see, here it is with all the icons from Android. That's what it is. I don't know.
So yeah, it's a phone attached to a
Controller.
controller, so you can
Yeah.
take your
Xbox
USB, your Xbox controller with the USB charging thing, and you take it and you plug the USB into the controller and the iPhone thing into your iPhone,
I can make
and
that with some duct tape.
there you go, duct tape mod.
Duct tape mod.
Patent it, patent it.
Because then my screen can detach whenever I want.
You can get the headband thing, so the screen hangs right in front of you for like
Yes.
virtual reality.
Hmm.
Or even better, you can get one of those things, and it just sticks there.
So this thing's coming out in June. I forget how much it's going to be. Isn't it going to be like a lot of money?
$10.
I don't know. It's topping the list of things I don't really care about.
I know.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. We'll stop it. We'll stop it there.
It'll be funny
oh,
if NVIDIA
1
comes
hour.
up with something that's like, here's our mobile graphics card. Actually, it's battery powered and it's got a screen on it. It is our graphics card. Like a GTX 8700 or something like that.
Isn't that what this is? It's supposed to be a a graphics card you can carry around.
Yeah, well, it runs on Android.
Oh wow. All right. What else do you guys want to bring up before we close the show?
Lunch.
What?
Lunch.
Lunch. Yes.
Lunch.
Lunch.
I don't know. There's
I'm going
actually
for a
nothing
nap.
really else. I'm tired of talking about that, really. Just because it's more of that propaganda on.
Strider's talking about some sort of potential comment regarding something from Kickstarter again.
Yeah, it's Kickstarter. I'm tired of talking about Kickstarter. That it's just wrong. I don't agree with it.
All right, to cross these topics off the list, we were going to talk about I was going to mention something about another 3D printer that's into the market, that's coming to market. I realize that this one's probably on Kickstarter or something similar to that, and I'm not telling anybody to go out there to Kickstarter because I am also done with Kickstarter. But 3D printers are going to be something that's really going to hit the market. Whether or not you want it or need it, it doesn't matter. It's just like 3D TV. They're coming. So be ready. And these are affordable ones. We're not talking about $1,500. We're talking about less than $500. And this one's nice because it's going to be cheaper to continue to run, filling it up with plastics or whatever it is. Okay, another one, Doritos. I think maybe even I mentioned this once, that Doritos has its own game on Xbox Live now.
I've played that before.
Doritos Crash.
It's kind of like Total Wipeout, but...
Is that
do you surf on a giant Dorito chip?
No, you run through an obstacle course and you bounce on stuff and swing from stuff. That's who can get the best time.
Okay.
It's kind of fun if you've had a lot of drink.
Yeah. There was some elder
last night apparently.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that with no sleep. Then there's also elder.
Sex with a fat chick.
Oh.
What?
What? Nope. It was something on.
Elder Scrolls Online.
The fat chick?
This is the wrong show. The Elder Scrolls Online trailer was going on, and then I also was going to bring up something about how the Girl Scouts now have a game development badge that they can earn. That's it.
That's what Welsh is. He's getting his badge.
But it
Yep. Okay, so that's it. That's what we have to talk about today. And any of our listeners have anything to say? No?
Morpheus.
Okay.
No.
Thank you, Morpheus, for joining us. Oh, Unity 3D has
need to ask, does Morpheus have something to say?
Yeah. Unity 3D has some sort of mobile license that they're giving away right now. Mobile license, not just PC version. Okay. So that's that. Done. Out of the way. All right. So I guess I'll wrap things up for this long weekend in the U.S.
That's what's going on.
Here.
That's what's going on, exactly.
Because they don't have to work tomorrow.
I don't.
That's it. I'm going to go out tonight and do the same thing.
So am I, actually.
But you don't work tomorrow either?
I am working tomorrow, but it's just some people.
I'm going in drunk.
That's his everyday state anyways. Yes. Okay. So on that, I guess I'll say thanks to our host for taking the time out to chat today. Thank you very much, Breezy, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And thank you very much, Strider, for joining us today.
It's always an adventure.
It sure is. And okay, and finally, I want to thank you, the fans of MODSonair.com and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com for making this show possible. Now go play your games, have fun, live life. Adios. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners. And here's what one person thinks of the Xbox One.
Hey guys, it's me, Francis, and a lot of people, just like me, have been watching the Xbox big reveal, and a lot of people have been asking, Francis, I know you're going to be upset, tell me what you think, but the reality of it is, I'm not upset, because this is exactly the Xbox I was anticipating and expecting, and I'm glad that it's here, because that way, we all know what the future of entertainment looks like, and they called it the Xbox One, which I think is a beautiful name for it, because the original Xbox, that was just called Xbox. That wasn't Xbox One because there wasn't a second one, so they wouldn't call that one. Then the second one was called the 360. You go all the way in a big circle, 360, and then you come back, to one. And so it's a perfect name. Plus, it's the all-in-one entertainment dinner.
Dumbass, you come back
you
to
go
zero.
into my living room right now, you're going to see a bunch of different systems, okay? Like a cable box. Well, I don't have cable because I thought it was 2013, and I just mostly watch Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and stuff. But if you're one of the people that watch live TV, it's really exciting because you're going to be able to watch live TV.
That's why I said DVR in it. That would be good.
I mean, you're still going to have a cable box, especially like to decode it. And if you want to watch like you know, like the direct stuff, or the on demand, or if you want to like buy a movie from your cable network, or you want to have a DVR box, all that's still going to be on the other box. But when you're not using those features, like when you're ready to watch Price is Right live on CBS, just like they're in the stream, you can do it through your Xbox, and that's pretty awesome. To be able to watch live TV, because that's something a lot of people can't do. And for only $4.99 a month, you'll be able to access the cable TV that you're paying $75 a month for. And I think that's wonderful. And you can, like, it's not the only thing you can do while you're watching live TV, because they've got a new snap feature, and you can snap, you wave your hands and snap, and I don't know, you probably can snap too. You say Xbox, snap, Internet Explorer. And it's so great you can get Internet Explorer right there on your Xbox while you're watching television, and you can search on the Bing search engine, which is just obviously the best search engine, and you can watch Internet Explorer bring up Bing searches just left and right, distracting you from the live TV you're watching, because for some reason you're watching live TV so clearly you like commercials. And plus that gives them like a little ad space at the bottom to put Doritos ads. And I'm really looking forward to those Doritos ads. It's very exciting to me. I'm so excited about the Dorito ads. But then, of course, they partnered with Electronic Arts Entertainment, which is, I think we can all agree, the best gaming company in the world. And they've integrated all kinds of great features right into the box. Right into the box. Like, for example, while you're watching sports games, if Dennis Rodman, I don't know why Dennis Rodman's still on TV, but okay, if Dennis Rodman dunks a ball, then that guy, you can bring up your fantasy league, and you can see that Dennis Rodman just got you 4 points in your fantasy league, and then you can use Skype to call your friends who are in the fantasy league, and you can scream at them and say, "Look, Dennis Rodman just shot the ball! Dennis Rodman! Dennis Rodman!" And overall, this basically is the best console in the world. If you're the kind of person that likes to do fantasy league football while Skyping with your friends, while watching live television, while searching on the Bing search engine, using Internet Explorer, using your Windows phone to navigate the thing through fucking Kinect, so you can do like this and do this, Xbox on, then this is the console for you! I guess I'm just not their target demographic.
I like that last line.
I'm going to change my...
Call of Duty's got a dog now.